Now, I've been a licensed driver for about 26 years, and I drive trucks as well. I've been a chauffeur driver. I've been doing all sorts of driving, and in my experience of driving for 26 years now, I know we all are not perfect drivers. We do pick up the odd fine from time to time, and within the 26 years of my driving experience, I probably collected about, I don't think, more than 10 fines in 26 years, which is something. I've never been involved in a serious motor car accident. I am an advanced motorist of South Africa, registered in 1992. I've done defensive driving. I've advanced to the K53 before it was implemented. So I consider myself as a professional driver and a very responsible driver. But within the 2 years of my experience in the taxi industry, this is the amount of fines that I have received. These are all fines that you get on a daily basis. Fines and fines and fines. We get fined for all sorts of things. I was arrested by the Claremont SAPS. I signed, this is the detainee release form, and I signed it under duress. I was arrested for stopping at a green traffic light at after 2 o'clock in the morning by SAPS Claremont, and it was still laughing at me, making fun of me, making jokes. I made a case, however, against them. These are fines. It's all fines. However, this is where I'm parked. This is in the alleyway, away from the road. I get written a fine of 750 rand for parking causing obstruction while I'm sitting in my vehicle and I'm waiting for a customer who's in the process of buying a car. Meanwhile, just to the right of me is this traffic officer Woodman, parking on the red line, and I picked up a fine on this very same red line. I've taken it to court, where a magistrate ruled in my favor and said, no, but this red line is off the road. It's actually, it's not supposed to be in a red line there, because if it was such a danger, why would these traffic officers park and having a nice conversation on this very same red line, where I've picked up a fine which is written by Officer Morris. Now this is his colleagues. Now I was just wondering, would he write his colleagues a fine for standing there? This is one of the things. I picked up 1,000 rand fine here, which was withdrawn. Yes, traffic officers is contravening the Traffic Act themselves by parking on red lines. This was taken in Mowbray. This is Officer Phillips. Now, why could he not move into the yellow lane here? But he's taken advantage of the fact that they are traffic officers and they can park wherever. If we do it, we get fines, but we don't actually do it. We are most of the time in our cabs. We're not out of our cabs. We get fines given to us into our hands while we're sitting in our cars, and I often challenged it in court, and the magistrate ruled and said no, they cannot give you a fine if you're sitting in your car, unless your car, or you've left your car and walked away from it. But we don't walk away from it. We're too scared to lose a trip, so we sit in our cars all the time whilst we're being arrested. This is of our cabs. parking here. There are cabs parking here in Claremont Main Road. This is just a little bit of insight of what's going on. So many illegal taxis are around. It's so transparent. They don't even have licenses. They don't even have PDPs. We have PDPs, which is professional driver's permits. And yeah, and we are legal citizens. But one can just see that these taxis, these what we call pirate taxis, it's so transparent. They have portable meter or taxi signs on their roofs, which is steal of other cars, or they buy it from somebody, people who steals these signs, and then they just plug it onto their roofs. Off they go. They don't have any meters in their taxis. They don't have signage on their cars, no phone numbers, whatever. They often mug people, or they overcharge people. They are a group of guys who comes out at night time and loiter on the in front of Tiger in the atrium in Claremont. They only come out there at night time. We bring the people to the clubs, and the moment we want to take the people home, then we are being chased around by traffic officers saying we're parking illegally and this and that and the other. But it's midnight. It's at night time. The people are drunk. They need to get into taxis. You don't expect them to go over the roads because they might get knocked over. Whilst these guys are now loitering on the stoops and with their private cars parking around the corner. Now they seems to be out of the road and they seems to be doing illegally. Meanwhile, they are illegal taxis. They don't even have signages, and they're overcharging people. We have a minimum of 20 rand when people get into our taxis. These people charge people minimums of 50 rand. We would take somebody, for argument's sake, from Claremont to Rondebosch, which is right about 35 rand, but we charge our students 30 rand. They wouldn't take the people for 50 rand. That is what they want. Or 60 rand, sometimes 100 rand they're charging people for those trips. People are eager because they want to get home. So we're not around. Yes, they obviously jump into those taxis while we are being chased around. You know, we cannot park in front of Stadium on Main, and we cannot park here, we cannot park there. We're being treated like animals. Yeah, so this is the kind of things that's happening in the industry, and it's kind of insane. And the owners are not really concerned about it. They're not worried because they're sleeping at home. They want their money the next day. And this is the kind of treatment that we get on the road, just trying to do an honest job, honest living. While these falsified taxis are out there and nothing is done about it. I don't know if there's corruption happening. But it's very concerning and it's very frustrating. Something needs to be done about it.